my life. Give a quick introduction. I'm 28 years old. Yeah, fairly young. I grew up in California, and my family, they really, they was brought up in negativity. So everywhere I looked, there was negativity. So when I proceed through life, I was just following a trail of negativity. So as I go through more and more with my life, let's jump ahead to like 16 years old. I'm still doing a lot of negative things. I'm still around a lot of negative people because this is all I know. Then I start having epiphanies. Like some people say they only have one epiphany in their lifetime. I had a couple of them. And they're beautiful, they're wonderful, and it's so strange, but I'm blessed to have it. Around 16, I remember I was at my grandmother's house. I was in the garage. This was my room. It was nice. At first when I got there, it was terrible. It took me about a whole hour to clean out the whole place, but I made it mine. I was in the garage, and I used to always envision doing martial arts because I loved Bruce Lee. And I loved everything that he stands for. So I was doing that, and I just stood there for a second. And I guess I zoned out, or whatever you want to call it. And I just had a rush of information and flashing lights. And I came to a new thought. I came to a different perception of life. I don't know how I came from there to the next thought that I had because I couldn't see out of my current situation at the time. But I got a little glimpse. And with that little glimpse, I began to start changing. Now, I'm not going to say that I changed completely on that day, but that helped me to start moving towards what I am here today. Now let's go a little bit forward, say about 20 years old. I ended up in Providence, Rhode Island. It's a lot easier in Providence, Rhode Island than in California, San Diego, California. There was a lot of stuff going on there. So I was blessed to get out of there, you know. So I ended up in Providence, Rhode Island, had some good friends. And I'm not really too sure what took place, but I started to have paranormal activity just happen around me. Mm-hmm. And I was always open to it. I didn't know anything about like this per se, but I was always open to, okay, I know there's spirits and there's other things to life. It's not just I wake up and here's a solid wall. There's more to life than that. So every once in a while I'll see like shadows, and I'll feel like, you know, when your hair stands up and you get the goosebumps and nobody wants to say anything because they feel like something's in the room. I was always getting something like that. And it was to the point that I remember one time I was at my friend's house, and we was in the backyard, and we looked up at the window, and there was an apparition standing in the window. And as soon as we looked up, it moved away from the curtains, and we heard like a slam of a door, and there was nobody home. It was only us. And things like this kept on happening and happening. And I never even wanted to look into it. I just kind of just shoot it off. Like most of us do, you know? Like nobody wants to tap into that weird stuff, you know? Nobody wants to be that person. I remember one day, I was walking through a graveyard. It was nighttime, I was talking to a good friend, and I just heard so deeply that I can see and that I can feel like entities running from the right side, running from the left side, and running from the far corner of the right side through the graveyard like they was racing. And they ran to the point like they was at the wall, and when they got to the wall, it felt like they all jumped up and came down around me. And the whole time my friend is talking to me. And when they jumped up and come down, I have a martial arts background, so as soon as I heard that jump, I just, he's like, hey, what's going on? He thought I was gonna hit him. Well, I was like, oh, you didn't hear that? He's like, nah. Then I think he said, yeah, because he was like kind of shocked that he don't know what I was gonna do at the moment. so I was like, I just kind of dropped it. I didn't want to go into it because I was like, okay, maybe I'm losing my mind or something. Who knows? Then let's fast forward a little bit more. There was a time, like, I started to notice that I had anger problems. I wasn't explosive, but I was implosive. And that's one of the worst anger problems that you can have. Because once I got to that point, there was like, just don't say anything. Like, I didn't like keep on exploding on people. I would still be so implosive to the point that I would just boom, boom, like no, like stop it. And if you would go, then I would explode, then I would stop, then I would explode, then I would stop. Then I finally started to remedy that with mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts, I found myself around a lot of great people. I didn't really realize that you can go into a combat zone and find relaxed people that didn't want to like inflict any pain on you. Actually, it was just they was doing it as an art. So I'm taking mixed martial arts, and I noticed that I started to relax, and other people didn't like threaten me, because that was the whole thing. It was the intimidation of other people. That's where my aggression was coming from. So as I got into mixed martial arts, I kind of honed into that. And my dad was really deep into martial arts too. And he told me one day, oh, maybe you should meditate before you fight. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that, whatever. I didn't get to it, not right away. But then I had like a big fight, and there was people, so many people, and like, it just like, when I seen the people, it just kind of took me out, and I couldn't think. So I was like, all right, this is the time. I gotta meditate. I sat there in a group of fighters, they all tense, they all jumping around, they're trying to get ready themselves. I relax myself, I meditate, and I was blown away. I sat there in meditation, and I seen me and this man competing. Now after the fight, I think back on my meditation, and I was like, wow. I was shown exactly what took place. I didn't completely understand it, but instead of it showing me exactly what happened, it told me this is how it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So that blew me away. So from there, I went back home. I got on the great internet and I looked up meditation. I was like, okay, I just took a stab at it. I really didn't know what I was doing. I just, I got lucky. And I found this great meditation. I sat down, I dived into it, and it said something about out-of-body experience. Like, what's that? That sounds really cool. Like, I really want to see that. So I started messing around with that. And first night, Like I just, like I'm saying, I get lucky sometimes. Like the first night, I had an out of body experience, and I think that just changed my life. Like it was a basic technique. It just said that envision seeing yourself, and that's what I did. And the next thing I know, I was just laying down, you know, like the normal person. Then I was standing up on the bed. Then I was walking backwards through the wall. Then I was looking at my my living room, completely how it was. Then I stepped back through, and I laid down. I didn't stay out too long because they say with astral projection, out-of-body experiences, you want to get back as soon as possible so you can ingrain those experiences without forgetting them. A lot of people, like a lot of us, like will get out and we would want to, you know, it's beautiful. You want to stay out there, you want to fly around, you want to experience, like, yes, I finally got it. But if you stay out too long, then your energy starts to go away and you can't ingrain it into your physical body in the right way, so you won't remember it. And it's all about remembering it, you know? Because if you don't remember it, you don't have an experience, you know? So I was fortunate to have some kind of discipline at that moment. So I went on, I was still working with getting over anger problems and these problems like every other human being. I had a whole load of them that I want to combat. So I kept on looking into meditation and seeing all the benefits from it. Then I kept on looking deeper. Then I came here. I think when I came to Norwich, that opened up a whole nother level. It really took me to a whole different perspective of living. Like I went to this shop, can't remember the name off the top, but I went there, she showed me a crystal. I was like, oh, nice. A rock. Like, what is it? You're like, oh, it does this. Oh, nice, okay. I just give me the red key and I'll get out of here. But then she was explaining it to me, and she says, yes, this will help you with this and that. I'm like, okay. I took it. I went home, got back on the great internet, and I did a little research. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. Now, at this time, it was Saturn in, what do you call it, retrograde. Saturn was in retrograde. And that when Saturn's in retrograde, the energy is very dense. It's like the density is to lead. So when Saturn's in retrograde, or when it's in our orbit, it's a good time for learning. It's not a good time for earning, but it's definitely a good time for learning. So if you're not earning, of course, you better be studying up because you're not doing anything else, right? So that's exactly what I was doing. Like, so I started to dive into metaphysics and trying to find out where these benefits was coming from. Is it that we're just sitting down and our mind's just changing, like voila, or something else is taking place? Then I really started to look at the pineal gland. And the pineal gland is one of the greatest things that we have in our body. Like, the pineal gland is the thing that allows us to feel joy, that allows us to regulate our emotions the proper way. And also, on the other side, it allows us to astral project. It allows us to see across the veil. it allows us to take our intelligence from here to here. It allows us to do anything that we think of. It takes the bar off. So I dived into learning about the pineal gland as much as possible after I was hearing that that you can just think something and change your life within one split second. Then I was like, yes, I gotta learn about this stuff right here. Like the pineal gland is the thing that we have to heal. Like a lot of people don't know that. Well, I'm contradicting myself right now, I'll tell you that. But because in most of our food, especially our water, has fluoride in it. And fluoride damages the pineal gland. And that's why we get these cancers that we never had back in the day. We get all these diseases that we never had back in the day. We get all these things that was never there back in the day because we didn't have all these chemicals in our food and in our water. And they always try to convince us that it's coming from somewhere else. So we need to be aware of where these poisons are coming from. Because if we constantly put these poisons in our body, we're not going to be able to do the things that we want to do. We're not going to be able to feel the way that we want to feel. We're not going to be able to move forward in life how we want to move forward in life. So I started to eliminate these things from my life with other modalities. Of course, like we were saying, meditation. And there's other products online that you can see that just stimulate the pineal gland in general. Like I can stand here to say, right now, proven fact, my IQ went from here to here, dramatically. Like I can remember so much stuff at the drop of a dime. It's incredible because I've just been constantly working on my pineal gland. I just think that if we can take at least like 10 minutes a day to just be aware of ourselves and the pineal gland and how we can try to remedy that, that would just change our lives completely. It really would. Like people don't think so, but just that little thing right there can just change a whole lot, you know? See, all through history, the pineal gland was represented in any kind of religious culture, any kind of religious idea, philosophy. It's there. The Pope has it on his cane. It's all over every church. It may look different, but it's the same thing. Like I could walk through this building and I could point out signs that all connect back to the same thing. And this, like pyramids, all these pyramids is just to stimulate the body, to resonate the body to a certain frequency. So you can catch the vibration to talk to, I guess if you want to say the gods, or if you want to say the other side, or whoever. So you can receive this information. And the only way you can receive this information is if you have a clear pineal gland. That's why they always put so much emphasis on being healthy and, you know, taking care of the brain, the temple. Now, I know a lot of people in this room say, like, all right, Christianity, no. Like, you know, it's, but I found out that the Bible, it is correct, but not in word. The Bible is written in code. It was never meant to be put out for people who couldn't read code. It's just all code. It's all symbolism, and it doesn't say exactly what it says, that when we read it, it doesn't mean that. But it all moves us towards healing the body. So if we can, if we take a second to exercise in any kind of way, take a second to smile every once in a while, if we take a second to be more conscious of what we're doing, if we take a second to help the other guy, even if you don't want to, like, just to bring up your frequency, bring up your vibration. Like when you bring that vibration up, it shakes the pineal gland, that little tonsil looking thing inside your head. It shakes it and it gets that plaque off. I don't know if, I'm sure some of you guys know that the pineal gland is calcified. It got like this plaque on it. And sometimes it's like hardened to a diamond. Because years and years of it being poisoned, years and years of bad vibration and being taught the wrong way. And we're always in environments that we're always nervous, we're always in fear. Every second we're always in fear. Am I doing the right thing? Am I gonna get hit? Because we're so used to like being a kid and we're getting hit, so we're always looking and checking, and is this okay? Like, and that vibration alone will just tear apart your pineal gland. Because now, even though they've been saying this way back in the day, like metaphysics and spiritual people, great people, been saying that what you think is what you are. Now it's to geneticists are just finding out that when you think things, the energy of that thought actually transforms your cells. So when you think you're sick, those cells become sick. They die off and they kill healthy cells. That's how that happens. So if you think that you're healthy, you become healthy. So it's all about raising our vibration. See, I've heard about things like coiled gold. Anybody? You guys? Coiled gold. And the Egyptians. Coiled gold is a gold product that, alright, let's say if I take a gold rod, I stick it in some water, and I heat up that gold, it's going to break up into a lot of particles. Now when you ingest gold, that gold will work inside your body as a conductor. So when your thoughts hit this gold, it will just make it a lot easier for that thought to travel. And with that gold inside your body, it would raise your vibration. The Egyptians used to take so much gold in their body that when you seen a priest or priestesses, they said they were illuminated. Their aura just was out there. That's why they had easy contact with the gods. And also, like silver, there's a coiled silver. For anybody that's unhealthy, anybody that has dis-ease, you take in silver, silver is a known antibacterial. It kills bacteria. People have been known to take colloidal silver and kill herself from cancer, kill herself from AIDS, kill herself from Lyme disease, kill herself from some of the worst diseases. So, I just gotta say that I am very, very happy, and I feel blessed beyond my words that I came from there to here. And I'm just hoping that more people will try to change their mind, open their mind, and just heal themselves so other people can be healed. Like I was saying before when I was here, when you heal yourself, other people get healed. We're all connected. Like there's no difference between me standing here or sitting there. There's no difference between me or you. Like if I treat myself one way, I have to treat you that way. Because if I treat you bad, then I don't like myself. That's just how it is. It's common psychology. And even throw psychology out the window, it's just, we are all together, we are all just one. We exist, so there we are, you know? So I'm gonna close this up. Sorry for being late once again. This is my website right here, Raw Energetics, raw-energetics.com.
Nice.
Thank you guys for letting me speak for you.
Thank you. Well done.
Pineal gland, that's the third eye, right?
Yeah.
Okay.